What's happening, social media? It's Monday, not Friday, because I overindulged on Thursday, felt a bit ill on Friday, felt guilty all weekend that I didn't speak to you. So what happened in last week in the social media world? Let's find out. So on today's show, Twitter Storms becomes an official thing. We don't have to follow people on Instagram. We can follow hashtags now. That snooze button that we talked about on Facebook, it's here. We can all use it. I can save stuff on Facebook, but I can organise them better than I used to be able to. There's a slight algorithm tweak in the world of Facebook. Sure, when isn't there one? And Snapchat creates a desktop self-serving tool that allows you to create augmented reality lenses. What's that all about? So anyway, that's in last week's show. So let's jump into the past. Okay, first things first. It's called Twitter Threads. So last week, Twitter rolled out what they call Twitter Threads, which is what we've often referred to in the past as creating a Twitter storm. Now, what does that mean? It's essentially attaching the tweet that you want to send out, and then you run out of space, to another tweet below it, and a little blue line links the tweets together. So if you wanted to go on a mad rant on Twitter, it was difficult with 140 characters. It can still be difficult with 280 characters. So what you can do is you can link a series of tweets together so they show up together in someone's Twitter feed and they can enjoy your rant. You'll notice when you're on Twitter there's a little plus button. So when you go to compose a tweet, you'll notice a little plus button. That's what you press to create the tweet that you want to link to the tweet that you tweeted above. So the Twitter Threads, as it's called, has become a thing, even though we used to do it by just replying to ourselves. But Twitter Threads, easy. It's rolled out by Twitter. We could all go full-scale rant on Twitter now. What else? Instagram. This is very cool, I think. We can search for hashtags on Instagram, and we know Instagram is very much suited to hashtags. But now, when we're running a search on Instagram and searching a hashtag, we can actually click a follow button and actually follow a hashtag. So when we're digesting content on our Instagram news feed, we can see content from the hashtags that we're following, as well as the people or accounts that we're following too. So we can now follow hashtags on Instagram. Interesting, and a great way for just keeping tabs on things and certainly researching stuff. So following hashtags on Instagram. What else happened last week? Something that happened last week, which I hadn't noticed before, so it could have been there the week before, is I noticed that I could hit the snooze button. I talked about this a number of weeks ago, that Facebook was testing and rolling out the ability to banish people from your news feed for a period of time. And I noticed last week 3 little dots on a personal profile or 3 little dots on a business page. I can click in there and there's a button that allows me to snooze someone's activity, obliterate it from my news feed for 30 days. So do you have someone over the Christmas period that drives you mental with their updates on Facebook? If you do, you can now remove them from your news feed for a 30-day period. Hit the snooze button. So we can all now hit the snooze button on Facebook. What else happened last week? Again, something that's been talked about a lot, but I haven't been able to do until last week, was organising content that I have saved. I use the save button a lot on Facebook just to save content that I want to read later or use later that I see in my news feed and my Explore feed. But now there's the ability to actually organize all my saved content into collections. So essentially, very often I'll see good content for this show during the week, and I always save it on Facebook. But now I can save it to what's happening social media, and it's all saved in the one place. So that other random stuff that I save to can be saved somewhere else in a different collection. So you'll notice that if you go into your saved section on your Instagram or your Facebook feed, you'll notice there's the ability to add your saved content to a collection. So notice that. There was an algorithm tweak, or they've announced an algorithm tweak. Nothing too strange, and it's very video related. And this is Facebook I'm referring to. They've said this for quite some time, but they're saying that they're prioritizing longer videos. So longer videos on Facebook, that's what they are prioritizing in people's news feeds. I've said that for a while. They've also stated that they're going to look at people that are actually searching to visit your page to actually consume content as an indicator of whether they should show more of your content or not. So if you create great video content on a weekly basis, say on a Friday, and people search for the page to go and watch your videos on a Friday, they're going to take that as a big indicator of your content is good and will share it to more and more people. So searches to your page is going to be an indicator of whether your content should reach more people or not. Links to videos as well. So say you're going, facebook.com/connector/videos. If you're linking to your video section on Facebook on a regular basis, well, the links that are clicking through to the videos that you're putting on Facebook, your page that has videos on Facebook, or an individual video on Facebook, again, another big indicator in the algorithm change that your content is good, and again will be more likely to prioritize that video content to more and more people. I mean, other obvious things there is things like how long people are watching your videos and so on, and whether people are returning to watch your videos. So if you have people that repeatedly come back and watch your video content, that's an indicator to Facebook that your content is so good that people want to come back and consume more of it. So the latest algorithm tweak is all about video, and it is prioritizing longer video. And that's it. That's what's happening in the world of social media last week. The only thing really left to say was Snapchat. So they've created, this can be the cool tool if you like. So Snapchat have rolled up a desktop application that allows you to create augmented reality lenses. Now, we're not talking about the masks and the filters because we can't do those, but do you remember the dancing hot dog? That kind of stuff. So we can create the equivalent of the dancing hot dog on Snapchat. Now, if we create an augmented reality lens or on Snapchat, the only way to physically put it in the wild is going to be through paid advertising. So there's a paid advertising logic to this, but it's called Snapchat Lens Studio. Snapchat Lens Studio, and it looks bloody complicated. So I don't think it's something that we're all going to be doing, but we now have a way, if we have the technical know-how, of creating our own augmented reality lenses on Snapchat. So that's it. That's all for last week. But hopefully I'll be back this Friday for more social media news. It'll be the last one, possibly before the new year. So on that note, have a fantastic week. It's the week before Christmas, so I think it's going to be a fun one. Take care. Have a great week, folks. See ya.